about being intentional with our summer plans on Set to Love. Let's go.
You can live a life in flow where your deepest heart's desires become reality.
You are here to contribute through your essence, fall deeper in love with your life and the journey that you are on.
Take what works, ditch the rest, and always stay set to love.
Thank you for being a part of this community. We're all designed to live in flow. So let's go.
Good morning.
Happy June. Happy June.
Happy June.
Here we are.
Unbelievable. Well,
summer has officially begun in my mind. As of June 1st, I feel like, all right, summer mode.
I'm already ready to create memories. I'm so excited.
You know, so I have a calendar in my house that goes from it ends in May. So it's a year calendar that's like switches in the summer. So that way I have the whole school year, you know, with the kids and stuff. And so I just got my July calendar. So it goes through June. Sorry. So it goes through this month. And then I got a brand new calendar, came this weekend, and it starts off July. So I sat down with the calendar and I was mapping out like which weeks I have the kids, which week Chad has them, the summer plans in there, looking at open weekends. I'm like, all right, Julian, what are we going to be doing this summer? And he just was like, oh boy, because I'm all about being intentional about creating memories. Yes. I mean, we can just sort of mosey on through our life, you know, and just be home, and which is fine and relaxing and great. But I think if we really want to have experiences that doesn't feel like Groundhog's Day and feel like, where did the last year of my life just go? We need to have new experiences, create new things, bring new things into our life, push ourselves in different directions to try things, go to places. I just think it makes for a more well-rounded human experience. And so I'm just trying to be super intentional. I don't even know. I have like 10 ideas of things that I want to do, all like close. Things that are, you know, we don't have to drive too far, go very far, but I'm just really trying to be intentional about the memories that I create so I can look back and go, wow, that was such a great year, or what a great summer. What about you? What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I just feel like everybody, when we think of creating memories, you know, it doesn't even really have to be about money, because some trips can be very expensive. I'm going to Hawaii this month, and I'm super excited about creating the memories. My kids are going with their significant others, the baby's going. So I'm super excited to have those 5 days. And I have a couple of other things planned with Bob, you know, this year. We've been a few places, but it can get expensive. So to me, I think creating memories can also be even at home, or, you know, just from doing the mundane things of just day to day stopping. Mm-hmm. You know, I think about when I'm creating memories, not that Harper will remember, but at this point, because she's too little, but I think I try to break up the week by going to the beach and playing in the sand, or going in the backyard and doing bubbles, or, you know, creating so that my time with her is not always just reading a book, or we don't watch TV and stuff. But I think being creative about creating memories doesn't have to be even going anywhere. You can bake, there's so much that you can teach your children and build fun memories.
I love that. You know, I started, you know, especially with the kids getting older, it's really easy to just sort of let them be in their own space, you know, and just, it's fine. Let them do their own thing. And then all of a sudden it's like, where has the time gone? And when I was thinking about like Coleman, for example, right? He's a junior, he's going to be a senior. I'm already, my time's 50-50 with him and Chad. So that I'm like, okay, that's 6 months. And then I'm like, but of those 6 months, how much is he really here? You know, like he works, he's got his friends, his social life, he's got cheer, he's got theater. Like really of that 6 months, I get such a small amount of his time. Yep. And so I started thinking, I have to be super intentional about the time I'm spending with him. So the other day he was here and I said, do you want to go to breakfast? And on Sunday morning, I don't know, one of those, We went to breakfast together. We talked about college and what his plans are and just what his hopes are. And I talked to him about really envisioning himself being wherever he wants to be. And I started doing family game nights on Thursday nights, and we started during the pandemic. So I cook with Braden, like building those memories because he loves cooking. So we'll go to the market, pick stuff out, cook with Braden. The other boys don't generally like whatever Braden cooks. I'm like, okay, hey, trial by error. Like, at least you know how not to cook it next time. But it doesn't even matter whether it comes out good or not. It's just that we got to have this experience together. And then we do some kind of family game. And so I just feel like even though it's one day a week, I'm being intentional about creating those memories together. And I hope that maybe one day down the road in 20 years, they'll be like, remember those family game nights and all that food you always cooked, Braden? It'll be like some fun memory for us to look back on.
And it's really, it is really funny because even just as something you don't think, but from the time my kids were little and they could read, I would write on the mirror for their birthdays and I would get balloons. And I've done it for years for anybody that's in my household. When you wake up in the morning on your birthday, and it's so funny how my kids do that now. They do that in their own homes. And so there are memories that even get extended on. Some people have Sunday night dinners every Sunday. You're going to your mom's or your dad, wherever it is. But Sunday is a family night. So I think that's great to build these memories because when you think back, I think mostly I think so much of this is things can be so costly, and the most memorable things really are not going on this European vacation. When I was a single mom, I could take my kids camping and that was pretty much it. And if
that's what I want to do so bad, I keep looking at different campgrounds going,
yes, that's what they remember.
I just want to be outside with them.
We took baths. We took baths at the lake, we and just really fun stuff like that. And I don't know, those are the memories that I cherish so much, or when their friends spent the night, that we were all together and we made popcorn. And I don't know, like you said, game night, these are all wonderful things that build such, even with your son, getting everybody to go on a family bike ride. Do you know how fun that is? Yes. Everybody loves that.
Yes. Just, I know. And it is the little things, I want to point out. So I have a friend, her name's Jazz, and she's the one she does my lashes. And she is so good about really creating intentional memories. She's a very, very thoughtful gift giver. It's just something that's just part, everyone has different strengths. So this is one of her things. She creates things like, I don't know if she gets them from Pinterest or what. So for her girlfriend right now, for example, she has like 30 days until 30, and it's all these little cups, and it's almost like an advent calendar. Like you pick one, you open it, and then there has a number in it with a little matching present. And it's just like this cute little thing that she put this time and energy into creating. And I'm sure for her girlfriend, she's going to remember that forever. Like, wow, my girlfriend was so creative and like really celebrated me turning 30 by going kind of out of her way and doing something super simple, but really creative. And I always say like, gosh, she's so good at that. And that's just, her strength. And one of the things, I'm not as creative as her. So I have to think of like my own little ways to create these memories. But if you're someone who loves doing that, just know people on the other end appreciate that so much. Just being really creative with your time and how you spend it with other people, I think can just, that in and of itself can be such a good memory. And you know what else, Shelly? I think about us and our walks and just like going on those walks and having those experiences. Like there's such powerful memories that we were able to build and bond that we were able to have by just going on little walks, 1 mile, 2 miles, a couple times a week. It's led to this,
well, so and not only that, really that those are things I cherish, and that's what makes us so close to one another. And I think about my grandmother when I was younger, all I'm saying, creativity can be just at the simplest of things. I remember my grandmother doing breakfast for us or lunch, and then she'd pretend she was a waiter. And she put and I'm just saying creativity can just be making a
Yes.
memory of saying, I was a little girl. I mean, I think I was 6 and I still can
Mm.
remember my grandma putting the towel and coming with the paper and pencil and saying, "Can I have your order, please?" And those are memories that you're creating. So just
I
instead
love
of
that.
doing the mundane things this summer, like I said, a lot of times people
Mhm.
don't have a lot of money right now. It doesn't mean if you can't go on a vacation that you can't, like you said,
Yes.
even go up Bouquet Canyon in your car and,
Right? Yeah, just
sleep
go
in
for
the
it. That's what
car
Julie and I
and
did yesterday. You know what? Yesterday I said he didn't really want to go do anything big. I said, "What if we just go for a drive? Let's just like go drive out to our old stomping ground and I don't know, let's just see what we see." We went to lunch out there in Canyon Country. It was just fun listening to music and driving around and just being together and just reminiscing. Like that was a really fun day, really fun afternoon getting to have that experience. And so sometimes it is just the little things within, having breakfast for dinner, let's just say, or
yep.
just small little things that you can add into your week just to create a new experience your day in just a little bit of a new way, because it will just sit on your heart and in your mind in such a profound way that won't feel like this kind of Groundhog's Day, like, what did I do yesterday?
I just thought of a great idea for people.
Yes. What?
Go get a puzzle.
You and your puzzle.
When you get a puzzle and you put it across the table and everybody sits around it, there's like such great conversation.
I know.
It's so fun, and a puzzle's not expensive. When we go on a trip, seriously, if we go on a trip with the kids, if it's like over Thanksgiving or whatever, wherever we stay, whatever house, we always get a puzzle, and it goes on and it's a memory that we do all the time. And we put the puzzle out, and then as we have time that we're sitting around, everybody like works on this puzzle, and the conversations and the fun times around
love
a
it.
puzzle.
I had a puzzle. So right when the pandemic, I think I told you this, right when the pandemic hit and everyone was locked down, I was like, all right, we're hunkered down. What are we going to do? Let's get some activities, make some plans. This is going to be memorable. And one of the things was a puzzle. And I cannot tell you, that puzzle sat with just the frame done, because that's the only part we could do. We could only figure out the flat pieces and do the frame. And it just sat in the middle of our table for probably 3 or 4 months, and we would eat, and then maybe like one person would put in, and it was just in the way. And finally I was like, nobody's going to work on this puzzle. No one's going to do it. So I'm just going to put it away for now. I think maybe it was too hard of a puzzle. I think we needed to start with something a little bit.
You have to, the trick to puzzles are, it has to have, you can't have a scenery like mostly all mountains where the colors are all the same. You've got to find, like a dollhouse where there's different things that you're in your mind. But bottom line is, I'm terrible at puzzles. I can do the edge. But Brooke and Brittany are so good about the center parts. So I kind of do think that there's people that can do puzzles better than others.
So funny.
But I really do it just because if you even say to the kids, come on, let's give this 15 minutes of trying to find the centerpieces, the conversation, it's not really the puzzle. It's
right.
the puzzle pulling you together. And even if it's for 10 or 15 minutes, what that builds, I don't know.
I agree. Like, I love walking to the park with the boys, because even just the walk there, even though once we get to the park, they're off doing their own thing. But going there and then coming back and just listening to them, talking with them, having conversation, I think that's something that they'll definitely look back on and go, yeah, I loved walking to the park with my mom and we had these great conversations. I love picking Brayden up from football. It's just him and I in the car. And then I get to just, drill him a little bit and how to go, blah, blah, blah. It's just him and I having those conversations. I think that's really important, especially when you have 6 kids, is really carving out time individually with each one to spend some time with them and just have them really feel like, connected and stuff.
I agree with you 100%. So I would really like our viewers to give us some ideas. What is Kristen saying here this
He
morning?
says, and then you finish the border and the fun slowly dissipates. That's exactly right with that, because it just gets too hard. Like you're just staring at all these blue pieces going, I don't know. It's just all blue. It's the ocean. It's just, yeah, it wasn't as much fun after that point, but you're right. It's about the conversation. It's about just getting together
But when you think of something as simple as taking the kids to the pool, okay, and they just swim in the pool, that's kind of boring. It's better to bring something and play diving games or Marco Polo. I mean, adding that little bit of creativity is what builds the memory, not just going to the pool. You kind of have to add a little bit of spice,
a little bit of spunk to your day. Well, hopefully everyone out there will add a little bit of spunk and a little bit of something, switch it up a little bit, try something new, cook something different. Just do something in a different way and see what kind of joy and memory creating will take place when you do that. So I love you, friend.
Well said. I love you, friend.
Have a great day, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Happy June 1st. Love you.
Love you.